Well, it's time to check in with the United Way of Greater Lima and find out what's been happening there lately. Joining us today, we've got Natasha Kaufman. She is the Resource Development Director, and thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me, Holly.
All right, so give us an update on the campaign first.
Oh, well, we are very excited. We've had such a great campaign season. It started a little later than what we normally would start, but it ramped up nicely, and right now as we sit, we are at 1.52 million. So we are super excited about that. That is up 2% from last year.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I mean, even during the time of COVID and the pandemic and all the things challenges that employers are having and corporations, as I say every time I come on, Lima steps up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Allen County steps up. So we are so blessed to be in this community.
Right. Yeah. I just think that the message is starting to get across that you are helping out these organizations that are helping people, either the ones that are donating or people that they know, so they know it stays local, and that's what you want to emphasize, right? It stays local.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that's a misconception, and we try to tell everybody every time we go out and have any kind of discussions in the community, what we raise in Allen County stays in Allen County unless you tell us you'd like it to go to Auglaize County because you work in Allen and you live in Auglaize and you want to designate it to make sure it goes back to where you live. So everything that we have locally, all your campaigns, every dollar that you donate to the United Way of Greater Lima will stay in our area, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize. They think maybe it goes to our corporate headquarters, or we do pay dues, but we've been very blessed because we have an endowment that was designated specifically to pay for our dues, so that when people give their money, they can rest assured that that money stays in our community and it helps your family, your friends, your neighbors, everybody in the Greater Lima, Allen County area.
Right. So has some allocations already taken place? Do some of the agencies receiving some of the money yet, or we haven't gone through that process yet?
Actually, the year that we raise it in, we designated out we allocated out the next year. So okay. We are still giving money that was raised in 2020 is still continuing to be allocated and designated out right now.
Mm-hmm. So if someone at home like, well, I didn't donate yet to the campaign, or I want to give some extra, still some time.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And it's kind of, it's confusing, but it's really not. We're on a fiscal year, so while our campaign may start in August of one year, we are able to kind of carry it through. Usually around March, April, we're done. But yes, if someone wants to donate and they have an agency that is near and dear to their heart, they can absolutely get a hold of us, and we will make sure that we get those funds allocated and designated out in our area.
Mm-hmm. You talked about the pandemic. Have you had certain agencies that really it's come up that they really depend on the United Way donations and maybe need some extra too, perhaps?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been blessed that we're able to give some micro grants. We're able to give some, there's money that's maybe not allocated or designated out that we have, that we're able to kind of fill in those gaps for different agencies. That's rare because, quite honestly, I think that we have such a great process of allocations. We are coming up on that actually right now, where we're getting results from what they've done, what those funds have done, the impact that it's made in our area. So that's going on right now, that we're kind of seeing all of that information. And I think we do a pretty darn good job of making sure that we take care of our partner agencies, and so that's very rare. Although I will say the need had risen by about 30 to 40% before the pandemic ever started. So they were able to kind of put those requests in at the time each year comes around that we review. It's a 3-year process, but then we review it, and if there are things that we need to adjust, we're able to do so.
All right. It's so neat to know that local funds are staying here. So
Absolutely.
Thanks very much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.